Hello and welcome to the video where I show you one of the best games I have ever played as a chess player. And not only did I defeat a chess master in this video, but I did it twice. Let's jump right back into it. Let's start with the game. This was a national master with a FIDE rating of at least 2200. I don't know the exact rating because it's only his online game, but he's called Raging Knight and you can look this up on leechess.com, a national master. So let's get right on into the first game. And by the way, these games are highly educational, so you're going to learn a lot of stuff from it. We've got the lines here, so you're going to take a look at everything. So we got d4. I played knight to f6, the Indian defense, and now we jump right straight into a queen's gambit setup. Usually I like to play the Benoni, but I said, well, this opponent is 200 rating points above me, and I'm not going to waste my chance trying to get back from a Benoni standpoint, right? I just played normally, e5. And now I'm going to keep it short. So I strike at the center, he plays the Catalan, or at least the Catalan setup. Now I develop my knight, and here I put my bishop on e7. He castled, I castle as well, and now he played this move b3. As you can see, until here, this is highly accurate. This is very accurate, and the master is playing really good. I played the move a5, which is top 4 lines, good. Now, what move did I play? Rook to e8, okay. He put the bishop here, and I just decided to develop my bishop. Wait, why have the lines disappeared? What? What is going on here? Okay, let's just continue without the lines. So I took, and then I jumped my knight right into the center, and I said to him, well, I'm probably going to take your bishop. So he had to move away, and now I reinforce my knight with the move f5. He pushes, and now I decide to never let him go to the g5 square, and also maybe I'm setting up g5, but that would be highly aggressive, and to play such a move against a national master is it's an art, you know? You have to keep calm, and it's basically the same move that I would probably play against 99% of my opponents, and only because it's a master I should not overestimate his powers. You have to believe in yourself, guys. Okay. So he played queen to c2. Queen to c2 doesn't really have a purpose. Maybe he's trying to centralize the rook. But for now, I decided to break the pawns over here. I decided to destroy his pawn structure because if he took, his pawns are kind of weak and maybe I can knock on the door. But first, I would probably develop my bishop. So he pushed. I still developed my bishop and now he centralized the rook. I brought my knight back, he took, and I took back. Now, after he jumps his knight right straight into the center and is attacking a pawn at the same time, I needed to do something because it's attacking this as well. And I jumped this knight over here in order to protect this. Another option would have been this, but now he's taking over here and the position is probably crumbling apart. So I brought my knight back, he put his queen here. I don't actually know what the purpose of this move was, but I just developed my bishop. He pushed the move f3, and then I decided to anchor my bishop over here. And also, as you can see, this position was slightly annoying because my bishop has nowhere to go. His bishop could snipe my king, and it's not actually that good for me. But I managed to stabilize, and now I brought back the knight. He pushed, I took. He took back, and now the chaos begins. I took with the knight, he pushes, attacking my knight and threatening to win a pawn. But wait. I jump in the knight. He could take right away, but he didn't. He moved his queen, and now I put the knight back. So now if he takes, I take back like this, and after all trades are done, the position is probably fine. That didn't happen. He moved his queen back, which is weird. I jumped my knight back in. And now I'm saying, okay, I'm down on the clock, well, about 20 seconds, right? It's not that much. But it's a national master, we both got 2 minutes, and I don't really want to make any blunders, so I could take a draw. even though usually I don't like draws at all. So here, I was like, okay, he's 200 elo points above me, right? If he takes a draw, I still get 2, 3, 5 elo. But he didn't. He moved the queen. And now the chaos begins. Rook c8. He takes, I take there. Okay, so now if he retreats, I take another one and it's just bad for him. Because he has, and I have a rook for a knight. So he takes back and I give a check. And as you can see, his king is massively unsafe. So he moves to the side. Now I take the bishop. Here, he's under a minute on the clock. No, he's under a minute on the clock and I have a 40 second advantage. So here, as you can see, this position is very bad for him. And maybe he could stabilize, but it's dangerous. So I went here infiltrating. And now he has 53 seconds on the clock to make the right decision. Just queen trade here. And after I complete the queen trade, maybe I'm going to try to trade the rooks off. And being in an equal endgame, it's probably going to be a draw. But my opponent moved the queen for another queen trade. But this position is completely losing and you can pause to find the move. It's knight to e3. Knight to e3 because now there is quite nothing he can do, because after this I got this and the position is lost. And after this I still got this, and if you could look at this beautiful check, I sacrifice, he takes, and now what was the knight defending? The knight was defending this square, because after check he can only block and it's checkmate. And I have defeated a national master. And then I sent him a rematch. Do you want to play again? You just lost. You want to prove yourself. And he actually wanted to prove himself, right? So we went straight into another game. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, the Italian game. One of my favorite openings. I play this all the time. And we can also jump right straight into the Scotch Gambit, which I made a video about, so you should watch that. That didn't happen. He developed his bishop. And here, you know me. Or maybe you don't, you just learn about me. But listen, I like to play aggressive. Evans Gambit. Gambit the pawn. Okay. Tempo. Okay, strike at the center. Takes castle. He can take a free pawn. Is he going to do it? No, he didn't. Okay, so if he takes a free pawn, I go queen b3. And now he has quite some problems to deal with, which could be annoying. So he didn't do that, and I decided to take the big center. You can see this position is probably really good for me. The only bad side to it is that's why the engine is giving it a 0.1 for him as well, is that I cannot put my rook on e1. But we're going to find out what happens later. So he strikes at the center, which was the correct move. So I take, he takes back. Okay. I developed the bishop. And now if I went here, doesn't really do that much, is not really good at all. So I developed the bishop. No way for him to castle now. His king stays in the center and he's going to be in danger. And now our darling, our national master, failed to find the easiest tactic I've probably ever seen. Takes, 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 check. Why? There's nothing he can do. I just take the knight. And so he blocked, I took the knight. And I'm winning against a national master again. Well, what kind of national master is this, you may ask yourself. Well, don't be that harsh on these guys, you know. I am not a chess master myself yet. I have not played many FIDE. I don't even have a FIDE over the board title or a FIDE ID. But I want to get that in the future, so you're going to get a lot of new content from me. But yeah, maybe he was having a bad day. Maybe he was tilted from the last game, because the last game was highly accurate. The last game I played at 97% accuracy. And you can see it's natural moves, and I've talked about this in another video. You have to squeeze the juice out of the position. But let's get back to this one. So he castled. Here there is no more juice to squeeze out. You have squeezed out the orange. He doesn't have a knight. You're just up a piece. You have to convert, right? So I attack him. I attack him once again. Rook b1. Simple move. One mover, right? I have talked about this in another video. It's not that bad to do one movers if they have multiple purpose. You develop the rook and attack checkmate in one. A one mover would be bad if it doesn't have multiple purpose move, because then you could get counter attacked at the same time. Okay. Now I play queen a3, queen a4, trying to infiltrate on the a6 square and maybe deliver some sort of checkmate. He decided to centralize his king, and now I could infiltrate over there. But first I decided to cut off this, because you see the engine is recommending that. Oh, and yeah, turning on the lines on the engine still doesn't work. Weird. Okay, so now I jump in the knight. He has to push, and now brilliant tactics, on point. Mikhail Tal takes back, check, boom. Okay, so what happened? I actually said, okay, you can have the knight back here, the knight. Okay, now we're equal material, but you have to take a look at the king's safety. Check. Okay, so now I'm saying, okay, I could go here. He jumps in here. And it's probably not that good anymore. If you ask the engine, okay, we cannot take a look at the engine, but from what I remember from the after game analysis, post game analysis, this position was about a draw, because his king actually escapes. So here, the engine actually says I could go here and cut him off like this, and then take, and then his king safety is completely gone. But I didn't do that. And oh, the engine is suggesting something. Here, he goes here, I jump in the knight, and the game is apparently over. Okay, that didn't happen. So I gave a check with the rook right away. My argument was, okay, you cannot go over there, and after I give you a check, you have to hide in here, maybe. You could also go here, and that's actually what happened in the game, but we're going to get into that. But here, I have a lot of moves, and after something like this, it is really hard for you to defend, man. Like, it's hard. So here he tries to escape this way. And this is a very arrogant move, if you want, because he's saying, okay, you actually have nothing. You have nothing. I'm not going to hide. I'm telling you, you have nothing on me. Okay, so I jump in the knight. Multiple purpose move. Now I'm attacking these squares. There are a lot of tactics to sacrifice over there. But after something like this, the sacrifice is not yet possible. But there is another sacrifice possible. Okay, so let's say a random move, okay? What would be a random move? Because this is pinned. He moves the queen. You can take over here, and it's almost checkmate. Because after something like this, you get the queen around, and it's probably checkmate really soon. But that did not happen. He actually found one of the best moves, trying to trade off the rook. And if I trade off this rook, it's probably over. So that, I didn't do that. I sacrificed the rook. Absolutely beautiful move. Mikhail Tal, I'm not on chess.com. So, on Lichess there is no brilliance, but this, I would guarantee, this would be a brilliant move. Takes. Why did you sacrifice the rook, Stefan? G4. Why G4? Well, the engine is saying sacrifice and then take this. And then obviously you're losing. But no, that was not my purpose. He moves away. It's checkmate. He moves here. It's checkmate really soon, boy. It's probably over. It's probably over. But that didn't happen. That simply did not happen. Okay, sacrifice the rook takes. Push, he goes over here. Now it gets way more complicated, and it's more complicated than it's supposed to be, but there's nothing you can do. You have to squeeze the juice out of the position, even if there is no juice left. You have to squeeze water out of the stone. I believe that's what Magnus Carlsen is saying. So now, you give a check, he goes here. You give another check, take a free pawn, and I mean, he was supposed to go here, but now there is one simple move. This, this, and this. Okay, so he couldn't have done that. He had to have gone over there. Even if the engine is saying like this, he's not actually taking my rook because it's checkmate right away. So I gave a check. No, I didn't give a check. I gave a check. He goes here. Brought my queen around. I mean, there is not much I can do. I have to find a way around, right? Okay. He goes here, trying to protect everything. I attack the rook with two threats at the same time. And actually the rook is not really attacked, but it also sets pressure on the rook. The queen can't really move, but if it ever moved, this is over. So, push. He saw that. He's a national master right away. So, I attack it. Now, the same thing. Takes. Okay. He goes here trying to block it off, and it's so annoying, man. Just resign. It's checkmate in 5 moves. But it's actually not that clear. I have 2 minutes on the clock to find the correct combination, and I could easily blunder. Well, this position is not actually that bad, because here I can just take, and that's what happened. And here is actually checkmate. And this is in fact the end of the game. But with 2 minutes on the clock, I wouldn't have had that much time if the position was a little bit more complicated. As you can see, I hope this was a very educational game, especially the first one, because this was just a tactical blunder. And I don't know what the National Master was doing. I assume he was tilted, because obviously after blundering such a game away, if he could have gotten a simple draw by just playing here, I would probably be tilted too if I lose like that to a player 200 elo less than me. But yeah, that, as I said, that didn't happen. But as you can see, you have to squeeze the juice out of the position. You have to squeeze water out of the stone. This is what I'm saying, and this is what I've been saying for such a long time. And I have made multiple videos on this. Your tactics have to be on point. You have to be able to last long enough on the chessboard, and don't take this in another way, right? You have to last long enough on the chessboard by playing solid moves, and your opponent is either going to play perfectly like you, and I know it sounds hard, and it is hard. A lot of it's experience, it's pattern recognition, and there's a lot of studying to do. But as long as you get a fine position or a winning position out of the opening, some moves become clear. And after you played some openings a lot of times, you are going to get a good feeling for how to play in that position. I have played the Benoni for probably thousands of games. So after something like push, I could play the Banco Gambit, which is actually pretty interesting. I could also play the normal variation, which is like this. And now you're just trying to get an advantage on the queen side over here. But I also can play this, which is a more solid approach. And yeah, stick on if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and don't forget to check the link in my bio, because House of Taunton has the best chess products, the highest quality chess boards, the highest quality chess pieces, chess boxes they offer, chess tables, and chess books. You should get a chess book too. I would recommend you the Life and Games of Michael Tal and the Bobby Fischer biography. I've read those 2 books, and they are genius books, and there's a lot of stuff to learn, and maybe one day you can beat a national master too. See you next time.